Yahawashi, Bahasham, double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone will well, Shalom to the 144,000, the 1/3 remnant, men, women, and children of the hopeful elect, Shalom, and to the scattered brother Israelite, brothers and sisters Israelites that are scattered abroad, man. Okay, coming, alright, among the heathen that look like the heathen nations, Shalom to you. Alright, this is Brother Kabar Yash coming back at you with another lesson. Through this main power, Bahasham, Yahawashi, praise and let's be edifying straight to the point. Okay, we're gonna play this video from the brothers Arrows of Indignation. He put up this video yesterday. It says, "Hey Esau, you should return the land back to Gad, Reuben, and Issachar that you stolen." And how about, yeah, exactly. And I agree. Okay, so you basically gonna hear Edomites in here whining and boo-hooing about, they don't have no place and, return the land, return to the land and all this other bullshit. And you basically gonna hear Esau complaining, man. All right, so without further ado, let's play this video. And you see the copyright act, okay? There it is. Let's go.
My name's Nikki, N-I-K-I. I'm 32. I'm a lady.
This is Return to the Land, a group of millennials who organised online to build something radical and controversial. A town for white people only. They insist it's completely legal. We spent several days with them, watching as the men set about the physical labour of building out the site. All the while, the women of the group took on the more typically trad, homesteading type roles.
I guess I found the people through Twitter that ended up starting this project, actually spearheading it. And I went out to the first April event last year, and it was really fun.
The sort of white-only aspect of this, how important is that to you guys?
Given the premise that it's something that is kind of off limits for whites, but is okay by implication for other groups, I do feel it's necessary to carve that out, and you kind of have to do it yourself.
It's kind of like, if we don't do this, the laws are only getting worse as far as freedom of association goes, so it's kind of like we have to do this, or there might come a time where it's not possible to.
Are you guys aware sort of people are going to be watching, it's going to be controversial?
I think people just have a large misunderstanding of what's happening here.
Yeah? What's the biggest misunderstanding?
Well,
That we hate everyone else. Like, yeah.
It's not about that
yeah,
by any means.
it's
So you went out your way to build a so-called white-only community, and you don't think this is a form of hate? Really? And by the way, this is in Ozark, Arkansas. Okay, it's about, I say about about 5 or 6 hours, all right, from where I live here in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Okay, because I live in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Okay, and this is in Ozarks. Okay, Ozarks, Arkansas. It's east. All right. And also, you got another, some other Edomites that are doing this in some part of Missouri. So basically, this is gonna spread, man. But it's all good. So what? Because Babylon the Great America is going to be destroyed anyway. So what good is this going to do? Okay? What good is this going to do for these Edomites, man? Because this land is going to be destroyed, man. Babylon the Great America, all this, all right? This whole place is going to be destroyed by nukes. So what's the point of doing this? But anyway.
the loving movement.
I mean, on that aspect of it being loving, I suppose the counter-argument would be, it could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do, and I think that's great for them. It's like, if other people are allowed to do it, I don't really see why whites aren't allowed to do it. It doesn't, because doesn't make any sense.
First of all, you so-called white people have always had your communities, okay? But as soon as Jake move into those communities, what y'all do? Y'all move further out into the suburbs and stuff like that. So you Edomites have always had a community. I don't know what I don't know what this lady talking about because hey, you Edomites have always had a community. Okay? Always built your communities and all that stuff, man. So, all right, but this is a thing here. You Edomites should return, like it says down here. It says you Edomites should return the land back to Gad, Reuben, and Issachar. Gad represents the so-called Native Americans. Reuben represents the so-called Simeonians, and Issachar represents the so-called Mexicans. Who was on this land first? Okay, but Esau ain't gonna do that. These Edomites are not gonna return this land because they claim that this is their land. No, it's not. It's not your land. You are on stolen land. You living on stolen land that you got through great robbery and murder, man. Okay?
So it's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
The leader, Eric Orr, wants the community to grow and further what he calls traditional white American culture. And the group is explicit about this. It has an online fundraiser to give cash rewards to parents of newborns as a means to incentivize population growth. Just before we arrived, they donated $1,000 to a family for having their sixth child.
Is that part of the mission as well, to sort of have big families, to make the community bigger? Is there a sort of pressure there?
I don't feel particularly myself, I don't feel any pressure to like have a big family. I think there's a kind of expectation here that you do want to as part of helping grow this thing that you're going to have kids.
Alright, that's pretty much it for the video. So without further ado, let's go to the scriptures, man. Cause yeah. What's the point of you doing this when all this land is going to be, be destroyed, man? Babylon the Great America is going to be destroyed, man. Let's read this scripture. Let's read Malachi, chapter 1, and we're going to read verses 1 through 4 in the Good News Translation. This is, and this stupid thing here. Anyway, snarky. Malachi chapter 1, verse 1 through 4. This is the message that the Lord Yahawashi gave Malachi to tell the people of Israel, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Verse 2, the Lord Yahawashi says to his people, I have always loved you, but they reply, how have you shown your love for us? It's still verse 2, Snarky. The Lord Yahawashi answered, Jacob and Esau were brothers, but I have loved Jacob and his descendants. So, all right, Jacob, who was named changed to Israel, okay, all right, who had 12 sons. 12 sons represents the Israelites, okay, which represents you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Lord Yahawashi loves the Israelites, man, point blank, period, okay, and the speckled bird Israelites that are scattered amongst the heathen that looks like the heathens, okay. We're starting with the elect on this side. All right, the Lord Yahawashi don't love the 2/3. Okay, verse 3, and have hated Esau and his descendants, you Edomites, man. Okay, I have devastated Esau's hills, country, and abandoned the land to jackals. Verse 4, here's the point. If Esau's descendants, the Edomites, say, our towns have been destroyed, but we will rebuild them, then the Lord Yahawashi will reply, let them rebuild, I will tear them down again. Okay? They're trying to, build up on stolen land. These Edomites trying, what's it say, return to the land? What you trying to return to the land? The land that you stolen for. That's stupid. Okay? Babylon the Great America is going to be destroyed, man. The Lord Yahawashi is going to tear this whole place down when he returns with the nuclear missiles and the laser beam chariots from the Lord Yahawashi. Okay? Let them rebuild. I will tear them down again. People will call them the evil country and the nation with whom the Lord Yahawashi is angry forever. He has a righteous indignation with the nation of Edom. A righteous anger. Okay? So let's go to now over here to the not to the blue letter, but to the King James version. Okay? Because hey, this land gonna be destroyed, man. For all the blood, the innocent blood has been shed upon this land. Okay? So you can go and try to build out if you want, but it ain't gonna help anything. It's not. It's not gonna help anything. Come on. Lucky. This is Numbers 35 and verse 33. So you shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Who shed innocent blood in this land? Okay? Esau, Edom, so-called white man. Okay? This devil has shed innocent blood, and he's got to repay. Okay? So what you building, trying to go off somewhere and trying to build for, thinking you can escape. Yeah, please. Okay? Let's go to Nahum 3 and 1. Nahum 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is filled of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. That bloody city is talking about America, Babylon. Now, this is talking about ancient Nineveh, but you can also apply this scripture to today. Because, hey, the bloody city is talking about, hey, America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay? Scripture goes twofold, man. So let's go to now Joel 3 and verse 19. Joel chapter 3 and verse 19. Egypt shall be a desolation. America, Babylon the Great, is spiritual Egypt. Okay, Revelation 11 and 8. Okay, Joel 3:19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. Okay, why, Lord? For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. Okay, so they're trying to go off and build some other place, man. No. Lord, how about Shemi goes to say, they shall build. The Edomites say they shall build, but the Lord, how about Shemi said they gonna throw down. Okay. Verse 20. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. And that's talking about all 12 tribes, but that's going to happen in the kingdom. The elect is going to be saved on this side, but 2/3 are going to die on this side, okay? Verse 21, and I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord Yahawashi shall dwell in Zion, okay? Point blank period, man, okay? What you done to the children of Israel is going to be done back to you, and you see the curses are starting to fall upon Edom, okay? You seeing the curses are falling up on these Edomites now, man. Because they complaining. You heard them complaining about, oh, we ain't had no place. We ain't got no, no place where everybody got their own communities and blah, blah, blah. You Edomites have always had your own communities. Just out, man. This is Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And the Lord Yahawah thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Okay? So you Edomites persecuted the Lord's people, along with the heathens, man. Now the Lord Yahawah is starting to turn the curses upon them. Okay? So now they're starting to complain. And you heard them. It's crazy. How you gonna sit there and complain, man? It's crazy, man. Anyway. Let's go to Ezekiel 35. All right. Ezekiel 35, and let's read verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahawashi came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Talking about the Edomites. Verse 3, which represents the so-called white race today. Okay? Verse 3, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahawashi power, Behold, on Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Verse 4, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahawashi. Why, Lord? Verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, and the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahawashi power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood will pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Verse 7, thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate. Okay? And that's anywhere where these Edomites dwell, man. Okay? Babylon, the Great America, and throughout the parts of the earth, man. Okay? And cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Verse 8, and I will fill his mountains, which means his kingdoms, with his slain men, and in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. And that's the ICBM nuclear missiles, man. Verse 9, I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahawashi. Pertaining to the scripture that we read in Malachi 1 and 4. They shall build, but the Lord says he's going to throw down. Okay? So, well, you might go, man. The Lord Yahawashi is going to be there that just, hey, cause calamity where you go. Okay? Verse 10. Let's continue. Verse 10, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it. Whereas the Lord Yahawashi is there. Okay? The land of Israel. Who's over there in the land of Israel claiming to be the Lord's people? And they're not. Amalek is. Okay? These Edomites have stolen, living on stolen land through rape, robbery, and murder. Let's go here. Okay? Psalms 49 and verse 11. Psalms chapter 49 and verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. You heard the lady in that video. She said she doing this for her family, her children, and her children's children. Yeah. Let's read this again. Psalms 49 verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands out of their own names. Okay? So these devils thinking that they're going to possess Babylon, that Babylon is going to still be around and all this. No, man. America is about to be destroyed, man. Babylon the Great is through. Let's go to Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2. And let's see. Let's read. Yeah. Let's start verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Okay? The just is talking about the elect of Israel, man. Okay? And this devil's soul is not lifted up right in him, man. Esau, Edom, so-called white man. Verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heaping unto him all people. Okay? And then Edomites there, and Ozark thinking this land can't be taken away. they do realize that Bill Gates owned, I think he owned, I think about 48, 49,000, some 49,000 parts of acres of land. They don't think that land can be confiscated that they're trying to build on, man. Please, come on, man. All right, if the government wants, they can come in and confiscate. They're saying it's legal. Yeah, it's legal for now, but when the time comes, it's gonna be illegal to own land or anything here in Babylon, man. Especially when time during Jacob's trouble and these devils come in, okay? They can confiscate that land and what they gonna do? Build a what? You see what they doing? They building these concentration camps all over. Okay. I think there's another alligator Alcatraz being built in some part of Texas, man. Man, please. They can confiscate that land. So what good is that gonna do? Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay? And you look up that word thick clay, it goes into the Hebrew word abanya, which means heavy debts. Okay? Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee and awake thee, that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So you Edomites are just, hey, you Edomites are just going to get exactly what's coming to you, man. Okay, getting what you done. Okay, you spoiled many nations, you took their lands, and now you feel like you don't have no place here in Babylon, that's a bunch of little BS. Cause hey, you devils always had land. You stole land and then passed it down from generation to generation. That's why we read Psalms 49:11. Okay, passing land down. Your great grandparents. All right, who stole land from Jake, stole land from the so-called Native Americans, Latinos, so-called Negroes, burning them out of their houses, hanging them. All the atrocities that you devil has done, man. Right? Taking land that didn't belong to you. Okay? Burning down cities. Okay? Jake had cities, had towns. Okay? Took that away. Hey, now you Edomite. And this is the funny shit. You Edomites and complain that you never had a community of your own. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Cut this shit out, man. It's a bunch of little BS. Okay? Verse 9. Woe to him that coveted evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Verse 10. Thou hast consulted shame unto thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. Verse 11. And the stones shall cry out of the wall, and the beams out of the timber shall answer it. Verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity, man. Okay? So you Edomites are basically just paying for what's going on, what you've done. I thought you Edomites had land that y'all can go to, man. You know, your great grandparents passed down land to you and all this shit. Now you talking about, all right, you ain't have no, man, get out of here. Anyway. There's another scripture I wanted to get. So it's crazy, man. It ain't really crazy, but damn, what's that? Okay, I remember that. Psalm 17 and verse 14. It says, from men which are thy hand, O Lord Yahawashi, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and Esau has his portion in this life because he's in rulership. Okay, this is his world right now. Okay, like it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hidden treasures, they are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. Okay? Yeah. Leaving lands to their children and great grandchildren and great grandchildren and so on. So I guess that's drying up now for you Edomites, huh? Oh boy. Yeah, let's get this one last scripture. Cause hey, time of judgment, man. It's be falling up on you Edomites now. Okay. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Verse 22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So now, hey, all the things you did to Jake, man, it's now returning up back up on you Edomites now. Okay? It's returning back to you. And it's going to return back to you tenfold, man. Really 100-fold. Okay? You got to pay double for what you done. Okay? So, I just wanted to do this quick lesson, man. I pray this lesson was edifying and straight to the point. Call Halain La, Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, Shalom, Kwam Yasharanga, Wa Abba Babal, Shalom.